Hello, and welcome to the Exalted Empress Tarot. This is your reading for the next 2 weeks. If you picked this pile, it was meant for you. It's originally filmed during the last 2 weeks of February. So if that is when you found it, you got it right when it came out. And if not, it is a timeless reading, so it still counts. So I have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. Pick which deck speaks the most to you. Pause it if you need a little bit more time, and I will be right back with you with your reading. Hello! So if you picked pile number 1, this is for you. Your oracle card, your first oracle card, is self-love. That is going to be your theme for the next 2 weeks in this reading. And then we have another oracle card to summarize at the end. In the meantime, I am going to shuffle these cards and see what you've got for the next 2 weeks coming up. So card number 1, we got Strength in reverse. There you go. Okay, we have the Magician upright. Interesting, Major Arcana is coming up, and the Two of Wands upright. So oh wow, okay, so your cards are coming up pretty quickly. Let's see how much room we can make for a fourth card in here. So I want to get 4 for you from the get-go. This is a 7 of Cups in reverse. And then we'll do 4 at the bottom, or 5. 4 or 5. Let's see what comes out. Okay, this one kind of flipped and then flipped back. We have the 6 of Pentacles. Yep, we need to move that up a little bit. See. Hopefully everything will be in view for you guys. I will pick them up and put them closer to the camera so you can see them as I read them. Okay, we have our next set of cards. We have the 5 of Wands. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Scoot that up a little bit. The Queen of Wands, but in reverse. Who is not letting this card move? Move. There we go. The 9 of Cups in reverse. Then you actually got a bonus card. The 3 of Pentacles in reverse, but I'll read that near the end. Okay, so our theme for the next 2 weeks is self-love. So we were looking inward during the next 14 days. Okay, and we're starting off in these next 2 weeks not feeling very strong, not feeling like we have all of what we need to move forward in a certain situation. Gonna go ahead and let you know that Spirit thinks that is not the case. You would not get the self-love first if you were not giving yourself that pep talk, giving yourself that support that you deserve. I'm seeing especially with a lot of the Major Arcana cards that are coming in. So those are the ones like this, the Magician and the Strength, that don't go with the suit. That these are major feelings and major themes for you. But with the Magician, especially with the Oracle card that says self-love, you have everything you need to move forward. You have all the tools that you need. So whatever you're thinking you can't overcome, that's really just in your head. These are feelings that you're having in a situation that are not real. And it's a story that you're telling yourself. There's a pretty good chance that if you just give yourself a chance, and you take yourself seriously in the situation, you'll actually get a lot further than you think that you will. With the 2 of Wands, you have to make a choice, and you are planning. You are planning on what you're going to do next. And again, with the 7 of Cups in reverse, and I'm going to read these two together because I think the 4 cards that you got first are creating such a clear message that you, again, feel like you don't actually have a choice. You're planning, but you're really hesitant. You're holding yourself back. You don't think you have the strength to move forward. You're thinking, oh, I don't really have the choices that I need. I can't pick from who I want to in order to do things. You can. This is imaginary. You are doing very well. Or at the very least, if you haven't moved towards the project, you can. You have everything you need. You just need to plan accordingly, and you need to take yourself more seriously. That's what's happening at the end of the day. I feel like this is a lot of the first week energy in these next 2 weeks that we're talking about, whether we're talking about the end of February for you or some other time when you find this video. Like, you will have what you need to move forward. You just have to truly believe in yourself. With the Six of Pentacles card, this is charity and charity towards others. It can be actual money, or it can be time. It can be lending an ear. I feel like you are very giving. I feel like there was all this hesitation before, as if you didn't believe you had what it takes to give in order to help, in order to move things forward. Again, there's a lot of self-doubt here that needs to go away. It's not true. You're telling yourself these things, or you're believing these things, and it's holding you back, not because you can't do it, but because you believe you can't do it. And we believe the things that we keep telling ourselves, even if we don't say it out loud. With the Five of Wands, there is some bickering going on. Nothing big, but maybe within our group, and maybe that's part of the holding yourself back. Is if you speak up, you have to speak up with in front of the other people who are beating each other with sticks. The other people who were, and which, by the way, the original version of this card in the traditional deck is a bunch of people beating each other with sticks. And what we're saying here is, like, this is not as important as the people who they think it is. You may come in and lend an ear and lend some advice to these people and actually clear up a lot. You just have to believe in yourself. With the Five of Pentacles, and kind of with the end of this, I'm seeing like the Five of Pentacles again is kind of thinking that we are down on our luck. The thing about this is, again, it tends to be an illusion, okay? With the traditional version of this card, it has people walking past a church. They're walking past what can really help them, and think of that just in the traditional version of tarot, and when it was built, right? Like, when those cards were made, like, they're thinking like the church is there to help. They could get charity, and they're walking right past it. In this version, we have someone walking straight to the door where the help is. And I'm seeing it as you have the ability to walk straight toward who can help. There's someone who's advice, someone who can mentor, someone who can help to, and you know exactly who that is. Whatever feelings you're having of doubt, whoever you need to go to kind of clear things, clear your mind, clear your perspective, go towards them. The sooner the better. They will help you clear your mind and give you the direction that you need in order to feel better. I also have the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Cups here, both in reverse. And these are really cards that I would like to turn the other way up, because the Queen of Wands with her black cat here is, I call her the bad bitch card. She gives bad bitch energy. She's the one who's the boss of all her stuff. She has all of her shit together. She has big plans, and she plans on doing all of her big plans and making sure everybody knows about it. She's not letting anyone get in her way. The Nine of Cups energy, when it's upright, is about luxury. It's about moving forward. It's about enjoying the fruits of your labor. Because we have them in reverse, we see that you're not doing that. You're doing a lot of holding yourself back. And I really want to see you get that self-esteem, to stop holding yourself back, because there's really no need. You have what you need in order to move forward. And you may be planning, and not moving forward, and you may be lending an ear to everybody else, helping everybody else, but not helping yourself. And really that means that the only person in your way is you. With the Three of Pentacles, they also see that you're not talking to others, you're not being social. So I am not even going to read that card. We're going to go straight to your oracle at the end, which she is who becomes. Eterna, metamorphosis, transcend, journey. Do you see how that works out? Do you see how that works out every time? She who becomes, Eterna, metamorphosis, transcend, journey, becoming something new. Okay, so I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to prop it up so you can see it while I read, okay? So metamorphosis, transcend, journey. Eterna, she who becomes, rises light like a feather. No longer anchored to the ground, her lightness of being creates a total metamorphosis of self. Even her hair is changing colors from fiery red to the intensity of light blue and white like the hottest part of the flame. Her passion to transcend to her next highest self is taking place. Her right hand is held to the Prithvi Mudra, probably did not say that right, I apologize, to offset the fire element and increase the earth element. She knows she must maintain this balance if she is to continue evolving. The powerful mudra increases her sense of stability, which she needs as she floats off the earth. Her hand-like stamen gathers information on deep sensory levels. Anuna may seem to be asleep, but she is focused on her journey at hand. This card indicates that you are at a moment of becoming the being you have been working on. All the effort is coming together to send you soaring up to the next plane. The good news and the bad news is there is always another level to achieve. Each settled state of existence creates new challenges. Know that you have safely lived on your current plane, and all that you have learned by and failed in and powered through will be brought with you on your journey. The cranes who arise from the mist show you the past as a source of strength for the future. Like the caterpillar who metamorphoses into a butterfly, it is time to try out your new wings. Okay, so this is saying big changes. Big changes. You can create big changes. You just have to believe in yourself. That is the self-love. That is the magician card over here. You need to start planning to become something even bigger, way bigger than you can imagine in these next 2 weeks. I'm telling you, as soon as you believe that for yourself, I believe it in you, things will make a huge change. So I really, truly hope that resonated. If it did, like and subscribe below. I'd love to see you in the Empress's court, either here on YouTube or over on TikTok, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, group number 2. If you picked the lovely Omen deck, which is this one right here, then you are in the right place. So we have Soul Journey. Soul Journey. We're having a kind of inner journey. Okay, we are learning something new. We are having some spiritual advice from our spirit guides, from spirit, from life's lesson, whatever you believe in, this next 2 weeks. So that is your oracle card, and that's kind of the theme of the reading. And then we have another oracle card that we're going to get to at the end. In the meantime, oh, we already have one card. This is the Four of Wands. Get that in there. Let's see what else we have. For your next 2 weeks, we have just one Queen of Swords. Okay, so you are feeling in the next 2 weeks as if something, oh wow, something in the home life, something at home is maybe changing. There's some upheaval, but with the Queen of Swords, there's some truth happening. Some truth is getting either not necessarily exposed. I'm feeling that there may be something that didn't want to be said that you're saying. The Queen of Swords is a card of truth, honesty, facts, but with a balance of empathy, of knowing what's appropriate to say, what's not appropriate to say, and what we should care about in a situation. So we also have the King of Wands, and we have Justice, which is a really good card to end on for your 2 weeks, but we will get there. So we also have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So what I'm seeing is you pulling away. I'm actually going to read all these 4 cards together. And I'm going to kind of consider that to be your first week because it's really a cohesive message. So Four of Wands is kind of the home life. We have that in reverse. Queen of Swords, truth, honesty, facts, balance with feelings, empathy. We have Three of Pentacles. So that's hanging out with others, being social. We have that in reverse. And Ten of Pentacles, which again is home life, finances, things to do with like things, family and friends, and like kind of the social aspect, and that is also in reverse. I'm seeing that there's something that wasn't working for you in these last 2 weeks, and that's going to be said out loud. And I get the feeling with the Queen of Swords, especially in reverse, you see how controlled she is. You see how she's like commanding power in a very quiet way. I feel like you're the one who's saying it. I feel like you're the one who's saying, this isn't working for me. Something is not going the way you need it to go. And you're going to be very clear about what you want and what you don't want. This soul journey card I'm feeling with these next 2 weeks is about you opening up and saying, look, this is what I need in this situation. This is what's okay. This is what's not okay. And we're not going to continue doing the things that I don't want to do. That doesn't work for me. That is the vibe that I am getting for you. It's something in the home. It's something that just isn't feeling right. It's not something that's falling apart. This is not the Tower card. I don't see fighting. I don't see some big thing. I just see that something isn't working and it's causing stress, and you're going to be very clear that we need to correct it. With the Three of Pentacles, again, I feel like you're withdrawing maybe socially for a little bit because you're like, I need to fix what's going on here. So you're in a fix-it mode and you're taking command of the situation, which quite frankly, thank God. We need more of that energy out here instead of sitting on things that are going wrong and like never fixing them, never getting better, never moving forward because we're too afraid to say like, hey, this and that is going on. This is actually sitting on this and going, hey, like this isn't working. What can we do to fix it? And you may not have time to go around and be social when you're trying to fix something that you care about and needs fixing. And the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, this is something that hasn't quite ended yet with the home life, with the financial situation. So this is for me in this situation with these cards is more of like an open door. You're like, okay, things are going on. It's not going to be done in 1 week. It's a longer fix than that, but we're going to start talking about what needs to change, what we need to do better, and how we can move forward. With the Knight of Pentacles, this is such a great card to start off the second row. And like I said, I consider this for you guys to be the first week, so I'm going to consider this at the end to be the second week. With the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like there's definitely going to be progress here. I feel like your partners or whoever you're having this discussion with, maybe it's roommates, maybe it's friends, but I'm definitely feeling a lot of family vibes. I'm feeling partner vibes. The Knight of Pentacles is going to be really perceptive. I don't think this is going to be a falling out where it's like, ugh, I can't believe she brought it up. Also, side note, I love that she has the cat on her shoulders. Love this deck. But I feel like this person is going to see what's going on, and especially when you bring it up, it's going to be like, yeah, you know what? Like, I just didn't want to say it. And I feel like the progress is immediately going to start forward, but it's going to be slow. Okay, slow and steady in this case definitely wins the race. I feel like you're going to bring it up and they're going to be like, yeah, that was happening. That is happening. I do see it. But again, they didn't want to say anything. So kudos to you for taking charge and saying, hey, this isn't working for me. We need to move forward in some way. With the Seven of Pentacles, I feel this is about working hard, working on the basics, making sure you have your groundwork together, and then moving forward from there. So I feel with the Seven of Pentacles, you're going to really start working on yourself, working on what needs to get worked on, and really putting that work in. And it may, again, feel slow, but during the second week, you're really going to make sure you have the base of whatever it is. Whatever it is that the disagreement is on, or whatever is not working, it may not immediately fix because it's going to be obvious. Let's say there's some things going on with your home, some things that needed to be fixed have been needing to be fixed for months, and you've been putting it off. Maybe you're going to look up, how to fix it yourself. You're going to look up what tools do we need. We're going to look up what materials we need. Do we really need the nearest person to fix it because their rates are outrageous or something? You're going to look up exactly what you need and how to move forward. There's definitely going to be progress. It's going to be slow, but you guys are going to clearly be working on those things. With the King of Wands, we have a lot of passionate energy here. We have a lot of, quite frankly, like taking things seriously and really being involved. I feel like this is really going to fix, it's going to be, whatever is going on is going to fix a lot of other issues, even though it wasn't the main issue in other areas. I feel like just opening up the communication, it may even become like a passion project. Like let's go to the same example again. Like let's say you're fixing something in the home and you're like, oh, how do we fix it? At first you're just like, we just need to fix the thing that's broken. But let's say it's there's, you know, like say the air conditioning needs to be fixed, and you're working like, oh, how do we get the air conditioning fixed? And then you're like, well, it's kind of an old unit, da 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 da, let's replace it. So then you think about replacing it, and then you're like, you know what, if we replace it and the unit is smaller, then we have room for blah 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 blah, and next thing you know, you have like a mini home renovation, and you're like, why didn't we just make the home nicer to begin with? Like, we live here and there's like these 5 things we always wanted, why didn't we just do that? And so it becomes like a bigger project and really like brings out some fun, liveliness, passion in the relationship, because now you have this fun project to do at home. So I see like something like that. And again, that was very specific. I'm sure that's relevant for some of you, but not all of you. And I'm just seeing something like that happening, or one thing leads to another, and next thing you know, you have this really cool project that you guys can do together. And at the end, we have justice, all is fair. I feel like things are going to really end up really fairly evenly, where things may have felt like a bit of tension, and then by the end of the 2 weeks, it's going to really relieve itself and we just become a good place. So that soul journey card is really apparent and applicable here, of like something that starts off with a lot of tension ending in a really peaceful, cool spot where you're like, we get to do this thing together. So I love that for you. Let's see, we have Valaris, she who flies, dare, do, reach, as our oracle card for the end summary. So let me go ahead. Will it stand? Let's see. Little heart crystal for you. There you go. Oh no, let's see. Just in frame. Oh, she is shiny. Huh, that works. Look at that. Okay, well, let's hope she holds herself up there. And I will go ahead and read Valaris for you. So she's on this side if you want to read along. Valaris, she who flies, locks eyes with you, and you know they are the windows to your soul. What do your eyes tell you when you peer into a mirror? Our lovely wild woman holds you in her gaze, challenging you to ponder what your own animal self might answer. She is the feminine spirit of Icarus, who dared to fly so close to the sun. The bird skull represents the thought of going too high, so this is a reminder of what can happen. But the feathers point out the wild soul's call to fly. The message of this card is don't hide from your dreams, seeker. Do give into crazy flights of fancy. Spread your wings as wide as you dare, but also listen to the advice of those who may have also dreamed, also flown and survived the fall. Remember, many great things have come about because of those who dreamed but failed. Your failures propel you forward toward the success. Now launch yourself, dreamer. Spread your big, wonderful heart so your soul can take flight. Don't fear the fall, embrace the flight. I also love that this card and this card, there's a lot of feathers going on. There may be a lot of daydreaming going on, daydreaming about your project. Listen to that, right? And again, this is all about creating what you want, creating that new project, moving forward in things that you didn't think were possible. And again, they don't have to be big things. This card is talking about big dreams, but it could also just be things that, you know, you can put a lot of work into, put a lot of passion into, that make your day-to-day a little bit more special. So I hope that resonated. If it did, like and subscribe below. I'd love to see you in the Empress's Court, either here on YouTube or over on TikTok, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, group number 3. If you picked the Soleil Tarot, this reading is for you. So your first oracle card for the next 2 weeks is transformation, okay? So I see really big changes for you coming in these next 2 weeks. Let's see what we can get for you. I will say, oh my goodness, this is, I think, my whitest deck. So let's see how many cards we can get here for you. I may do 2 layers. So we're starting off with the Queen of Chalices. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, I may do 2 rows for you and then do another row on top so that you can get a full reading. I also don't do reversals in this deck because, let me tell you, these cards have a presence. Goodness. Can we get another card? Spirit. Okay, I feel like we have the Knight of Wands. We have Eight of Pentacles. It's so interesting. In one of the other readings, I also got the Eight of Pentacles. I'm going to move these up a little bit. Whoop. For you. I want to make sure I can get that second row in view. So the Queen of Chalices is the Queen of Cups, which is emotions. I really feel like this card wants to come out. So we're going to do this top one. The Empress. Wow. Hello, fellow Empresses. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Swords. Okay. So we're going to do these 6 and then we're going to get you 3 more, okay? So with the Queen of Chalices and Cups, I feel like for the next 2 weeks, you're going to be very grounded in your emotions and how you communicate that with other people. So you are transforming and you're very aware of that. That's what I'm getting from you. You're probably in some era of change, self-development, improvement in some way. And so you know exactly what you're doing and you know exactly how to move forward in a way that's positive, that's helpful, that's growth for you. And with the Knight of Wands, which I think is really awesome, I think you're really passionate about your self-growth. You may have gotten transformation and been like, obviously, I'm in my manifestation era, okay? And I love that for you. A lot of passion. This is also the sign of Sagittarius, so very partial to your reading today, Empress and Sagittarius. I'm Sagittarius. Love that for you. And it's going to be very quick. And when I say very quick, I mean you really are moving in these next 2 weeks. You're making a lot of changes, this transformation. So a lot of people are going to be like, oh my goodness, collective for group number 3 is really changing. Oh my goodness, they're so different. Like, it's just been a couple of weeks since like I'm talking to a whole new person. So it's going to be something that other people can see, but most importantly, you know, the goal that you have, you really are reaching them. You really are moving forward. The Eight of Pentacles too, that's really talking about putting in the hard work, putting in a lot, moving forward, really doing everything that's important for your growth and feeling like you're past the basics. We are putting in hard work where we put in real skill and now we're working on expertise in whatever area we're in. So you're not just talking about it, you're also walking that walk. You're also doing the things that you said you were going to do in the correct order, in the correct way, really seeing how things work out for you. The Empress, I'm also seeing, like, especially underneath the Queen of Chalices, I'm seeing a lot of calm energy. How you're doing things is really, 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 really working for you. I cannot emphasize that enough. You are doing all the things in the correct order, the correct way that's going to serve you. And that's truly what is most important in this case. It's not just that you're doing the work. You're doing it in the correct way. You're doing it in a way that's correct for you. And now you're reaping the benefits in a way that are really laid back. You don't have to go forward towards anything. Everything just seems like it's coming towards you and it's working for you. So really enjoy that this next 2 weeks. Know that you put the groundwork in and you don't have to stay in that work mode, because you can relax in your feminine energy. Even if you're a guy watching this, you can relax in your feminine energy and it will still come towards you because you've already earned it. You already put that work in. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Things are getting so much better for you. The Wheel of Fortune is really about, you know, kind of karmic things coming in. And with seeing that you're in a transformation, that you already put the work in, that you're passionate about what you do, that you're really on top of how you feel in certain situations and everything else, I can only see that and read that as being positive. Positive things are coming to you without very much effort. You know, I said you were very much in your manifestation era, and I didn't even think about how these cards connect together. Yes, I would absolutely say that this is about being in your manifestation era. You have things coming in towards you without you having to lift a finger. You've already put that energy out there and now it's coming towards you. You are manifesting it. It is coming towards you. And with the Knight of Swords, I think this, again, is coming in very fast. The truth of the matter is coming in very fast. And it may also come in as a person. There may be someone coming in helping you with this truth, this honesty, this new you who's going to come in to help out and kind of finish that transformation. If it's not an actual person, then this is just referring to how you have done things so far and how quick the change is going to be in the next 2 weeks. So, oh no, we said we were going to do a couple more cards for you. So let's do that real quick. Ooh, I feel like this one on top wants to come out. Two of Pentacles. So you're balancing things. There's a choice to be made. You're in the middle of a transformation. There probably is a lot going on that you need to make a decision about. And so when you're in that middle, it may feel a little bit messy. But the good thing about the Two of Cups is that it is about the fact that you have, in fact, balanced it. You have gotten to where you needed to go. So that's what's the important takeaway of the Two of Pentacles. The Nine of Chalices, I love that for you. That is about luxury. That is about wish fulfillment. So you're really working towards what you want these next 2 weeks. And again, like I said before, you are going to get those things. You've already put the effort in and you have the Wheel of Fortune. You will be rewarded. So don't worry about things coming in, whether it's going to happen or not. You're in the right place. And all the cards agree with it. Your next 2 weeks are going to be great for you. You're really just keep working on you and relax. You don't have to go too hard. You can relax. Just keep doing the patterns and the things that you've put together and things will work out. The last card we have is a little bit of a warning. Nothing too big. Just a little bit of a warning. And it is the Seven of Wands. So what the Seven of Wands says is that people are a little bit jealous of you. People are a little bit jealous of you, okay? They're going to see all this transformation and success, and they're going to be like, well, how come she gets to do that? How come things are just coming in? How come she's in her luxury era? How come this? How come that? You know, everyone wants to know, how come so-and-so? How come they get it? As if someone handed you all this stuff and you didn't do all the transformation in you first. As if you didn't manifest it by changing a bunch of things and improving yourself first. So just be aware of that. Not everyone's going to be happy for you, but that's really just spirit going, watch out. People are going to see what you've done and they're going to be upset about it, and that's too bad. Let them be upset. So you have your last oracle card, She Who Sees. Makita, observe, perceive, scrutinize. I love this for you. Okay, let's see if we can have that. I tried to have it set up last time, and the card was super shiny. Can you see it? Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm gonna just put it down here. I just want to make sure that you can see this card. I'm going to read for it from the actual book, and I will hold it up for you so that if you want to read along, if you want to, or read ahead if I'm going too slow, you can go ahead and do that. So Makita, she who sees, views the world with a keen eye. She wears a gold mask, which serves as her other eyes when necessary. There are moments when she will show her true self to the world. There are other times when the mask must be slipped down over her eyes. This protects her from the scrutiny of others while allowing her to inspect what is before her. Her duty is to observe rather than judge. Observe rather than judge, okay? She pays attention to patterns so she can report them as needed. Makita is the Tagalog word for see. Interesting, I didn't know that. So even her name reminds her of what she must do. Okay, keep your eyes open. The message of this card is to take time to scope things out. This is a moment where you need to get the lay of the land. You may need to distinguish between what is real and what wants to be real. Your inner landscape must be surveyed as well. What can you see when you wait? Take no action now other than examining all the players and all the facts. Once you understand the game plan of others, you can begin to determine what your next best step might be. Okay. So I think this is really important, and again is another warning from the universe with the Seven of Wands. I don't think it's an extensive warning of like, things are happening, be scared. I think it's more of a warning of like, again, observing, keeping your eye out for jealous people and jealousy. When good things start to happen to you, and especially when they're in a high volume, people automatically want to be like, well, they don't deserve it. Why do they get me? But of course, if a lot of good things were happening to them, they would deserve it, right? Right? Trust me. I have seen that a billion times. I'm sure you have too, right? You can't be good enough for the good things that happen to you, according to the haters. So I hope that resonated. If it did, like and subscribe below. I'd love to see you in the Empress's court, either here on YouTube or over at TikTok, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, group number 4. You picked the last group in the piles. You are in the right place. Your first card for the next 2 weeks is Ancestors. So it seems like you have a very important message coming in. Ooh, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So let's start there. Let's see how many cards we can get to fit. All the piles are a little bit different. The Hierophant in reverse. So what I'm thinking right now with your reading is that something is about to change with the traditional way that you get finances. 2 of Wands in reverse. Something is changing and you haven't made a decision on how you are going to deal with it as of yet, okay? And that is totally fine. We can totally take our time making decisions. That is your right. I do encourage you to decide though. But as of right now, I'm seeing with these cards that you are taking some time to do things a little bit differently. Okay, so let's get some more cards. Oh, that one went rogue. 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so this is a really great way to, oh, I love that card. Ah, there's overlap. Go back. That's a really great way to end that first row. I'm going to go ahead and maybe use that as the first week. So Queen of Wands. Interesting. You're starting each week with a Queen card. Can you see that? Good. Sorry, one of the last piles we had a problem seeing all the cards. So we have the Queen of Wands. Okay, this one wanted to come out. 10 of Swords. Nice. Okay, yeah. There's a story developing here that is really important. Oh, we got your last 2 cards. We have the 10 of Cups. Wow, nice. A lot of endings. And 2 of Swords in reverse. Maybe you don't need to make a decision. That's okay. So this is an ongoing thing that's going to go past these next 2 weeks. But as far as what you are actually doing in these next 2 weeks, we're going to start off with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So the Queen of Pentacles is the energy of someone who is an independent, strong woman who don't need no man, okay? So even if you're a guy watching this, this is about independent energy. We have it in reverse, and we have the Hierophant here. So something about doing things traditionally in the home, doing things in the way that everyone expects you to, is not working out for you. You're not getting the support financially that you think you need, that you feel like makes sense. It's just not going in the right direction. Okay? And with the 2 of Wands in reverse, I'm saying that a decision isn't being made. So you haven't quite decided on how to fix that. We're still right now sitting in that in the first week of how are we going to move forward? How are we going to make things better? How are we going to improve? And there's just a little bit of indecision when we're thinking about that. We're just not sure how to fix the situation as of yet. And with the Ancestors card, I feel like you're just very protected, very watched over. I'm just kind of getting the feeling that there's going to be an unconventional way that things are going to start to come together, especially when you have the Hierophant in reverse. I feel like being on the traditional path maybe did not get you what you needed, and your ancestors are saying that's okay, because we had something bigger planned for you. And what I really like about the card that you got is that this first week ends with the 9 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Pentacles is like the luxury era. It's about work, not having, you've already put in that work. You've already put in the hard work. You've already moved forward. And we're getting to that point where you start to seeing the fruits of your labor. You start to get those rewards coming in. With the Queen of Wands in reverse as well, especially since you have both of these, I'm getting the feeling that you don't feel that way. You're not seeing it, especially The Queen of Wands is about being passionate, about being very self-sufficient, really being in people's face about how, like, I've got this, I know what I'm doing. And I usually call her my bad bitch card. She knows what she's doing. She's not afraid to tell you about it. She's got everything down. And to have that in reverse and to have the independent woman, Queen of Pentacles, in reverse as well, I feel like you're just not feeling what is actually happening and what you're actually bringing to the table and what you can actually do to move forward. And know that your ancestors have you. You are guided. You are protected right now. And that this is in your head, this self-doubt, this things are supposed to work out in a certain way. I did what I was supposed to do and therefore I'm supposed to get blank. That's not real, but that doesn't mean that you don't bring value, hold value, that you're not doing things in the right way. With the Ten of Swords, there is something completely coming to an end. And what I really love about this is that we have the Ten of Swords upright and then we have the Ten of Cups upright. So the Ten of Swords is about something just finito, it is ending, it is done. Finally, it is flipping done, it is over with. The Ten of Cups is complete emotional fulfillment. It's an ending, but is it a happy ending? It is a happy ending at the end of the fairy tale, right? We have the knight, we have the castle, we have everything that we want. So whatever the situation is that has like a traditional structure that was guiding you, that you were living by, that's going to end and you're immediately going to get fulfilled emotionally. This is going to be very quick in the last 2 weeks. So you really do have something coming for you. You really do have your ancestors watching you. You are protected. You are going to end up falling into this emotional state. So like, oh my gosh, now that I don't have that, I feel a lot freer. And then we have the Two of Swords in reverse. You're not going to have to make that choice. So with the Two of Wands over here, where you're not making a choice, it's going to end up working for you. I usually don't say that. I'm like, you need to change things. You need to make a decision. I even said that earlier. You're not making a choice. You need to make a decision. But with this, the Two of Swords at the very end, I'm seeing that actually that you're not even going to need to, because it's going to fix itself. It's going to happen so quickly. You're going to be like, oh, wow, I was really thinking, like, how am I going to fix this? And it's just going to be fixed for you by the universe. And this does not mean like you don't have to, take any steps forward. It just means that you've already put that in. You just can't see exactly where that effort is going to take effect. And so our last oracle card for you is She Who Avenges, Nemesis, Revenge, Outcomes, Justice. So we're not advertising. We're not supporting going out there and getting somebody, okay? But I do feel like with this card that there's someone who is the real sticking point in moving forward. Okay, that there's actually a person or a group of people who are really causing the issue here, the structure that's holding you together in tradition. So let's go ahead and read what it says about this card. It says, Nemesis, she who avenges, revenge, outcomes, justice. She teaches a powerful lesson. Fight poison with poison and both sides will lose. Revenge may seem the best answer, but carefully consider the outcome. How much of yourself are you willing to lose when faced with someone who has set themselves against you? Even if you wear a mask, you cannot hide from your own actions. Nemesis is the inescapable one who exacts retribution from those who would set themselves above the higher powers. This Nemesis card serves as a caution when drawn. Nemesis asks you to check your motives. Does your need for retribution lead you into a place you may not wish to be? If you have already made a bad choice, don't despair. There isn't anyone who can claim to have never made a poor decision. Moving forward, think about the consequences of your choices. Should your need for punishment fall within the legal purview, let those sworn to justice take over. Do not take matters into your own hands. This is the case of calling on justice, then stepping back to let the cards fall where they may. Set up firm boundaries to include whatever makes you feel safe, then let justice prevail. Okay. So this is really letting karma, your ancestors, spirit, do the revenge for you. And it's kind of like success is the best revenge. When people have to watch you be successful, when people have to watch you move forward anyway, that's when they get really upset. They want to be the ones to see you get torn down, especially when they put in rules in place where you weren't supposed to do this, you weren't supposed to do that, and then you just do it anyway because they don't own you. those are really the best cases, right? It's not about you going out there and doing X, Y, and Z. It's about you just existing in your power and then being able to be the best version of you, and then you just have to deal with it. Ugh, I'm just dying. I have a story about that. On how I kind of put someone in their place without actually having to do anything. It would really, at the end of the day, I was just being me, and well, I won't put my business out here, but let's just say I am very familiar with karma and retribution coming just from doing the right thing and letting time handle it. So if that resonated, like and subscribe below. I'd love to see you in the Empress's Court, either here on YouTube or over at TikTok, and I will see you next time. Bye.